So we have understood how does date time and time module differs. We have seen multiple functions over date time module by working on combining, formatting, replacing. We have also seen the importance of time delta and working on some simple use cases, right? Then the another module which plays a very simple role, and it's very funny to get the present calendar, because in other programming languages you need to go for some other additional packages, but in Python we obviously have a module called as calendar, because as I told you, every Python file is a module until and unless we use the word called as import, right? Because I'll be showing you how do you directly read your modules. You can directly open your IDLE and you can directly go to the present root location, where you can see all the root location files, right? In library you have some folders. Those folders are basically packages, and whatever Python file you see here, these are all modules. And let me search for the module called as calendar. There you go. See, you get the entire description of the calendars, because we are generally using the European convention, the Gregorian calendar. And you see what is the logic of leap year. You see, you generally go for repeating for every 4 years, and you also have some other logic of divisible by 100 and everything, right? Yes, you see, it's been completely denoted here. 31 days for January, 28 for February. Everything is present. We only use classes and we represent some try and except blocks and we create a function. But people don't believe that's all. If it is about Python, we create our multiple modules and we go for using of those cases. But people don't believe that word. But if you open any module and see how does that module is built, it's only completely based on classes, and we write our conditions. That's it. For that reason I wanted to show you. You see, percentile capital A, that's a full name of the day of the week, name of the week. See, small a, whatever we have seen, the same thing. Even if you want to check whether an year is leap year or not, you can see a function called as isLeap, because isLeap is the function where we try to check whether the given year is leap year or not. See, we will try to call the function. It returns true for leap years. The logic is divisible by 4 equal to 0, and it should not be divisible by 100, 400. That's where the leap years changes, right? So this is how you can just check any module by going to the root location of Python directory, which is every moment for everyone. Python ideally will be in the same location. Python 37 library. You can check the module and you can start extracting it. Right? Now what we'll do, we'll just try to use the calendar module and try to get whether a given year is leap year or not, or we can also check how do we print the present month calendar along with the present year calendar to make it very funny. Okay, so we'll be using our calendar module to get present year, whether the given year is leap year or not, to check some use cases, to check leap year, and to print month calendar. What not, we can go with calendar, everything, month and year calendar, because make sure the spelling of calendar is not CALENDER, it's DAR. Most of the people will make mistake here. As I wanted to use all multiple check cases, I can directly give from calendar, I import star directly, and now I'll take input from a user to check whether a year is leap or not, whether the year is leap or not, whether leap year or not. A simple use case. How do you try to pass an year? So y is equal to, you just give it in the format of int of input of. So here you are trying to take input from a user, right? So you just give enter the year, just pass the input. So if you want to pass the year, you should give in the format of integer only. Now, as I told you, you can just check with the calendar module, and the function is isLeap. So isLeap function will make sure that if you pass input as the argument is year, you can get the result, right? Now I'll use the same logic here. I call the function here if isLeap. If isLeap of what is our input? Y. So in the same way, you can just pass it. It will be easier for you when you just go with the logic. So print of y is a leap year. So based on the input, we can just make it y is a leap year. Or if it is not, what you will do? You just go for else block. That's it. So print of y is not a leap year. So in that way you can just go ahead. Whatever you want to give, you can just go ahead. So just make sure that you are giving isLeap function correctly, because it's not I am defining, it's a function in directly from calendar module. When you just click on run, if you want to check enter the year 2020, it's a leap year because 2020 is a leap year, right? So that is how you can generally use isLeap function. And even if you want to get the calendar of it, we'll be doing that. If you want to check one more check case 2025, it's not a leap year, right? It is only possible with the help of isLeap function. Now what I'll try to do is I'll take the same year and I want to print the calendar of the any month. I want to just make sure that I want to display calendar, because it looks very good, right? When you try to display some calendar of your own program, it is only possible in Python, but in other cases you need not go in this very simpler way, where we have a function called as month. So directly I have already taken input year from a user. I'll ask for month from the user, ask for month input from the user. Where, how do you take that? You just name some variable. I name the variable as m is equal to, I'll take int of input of enter the month. There you go. When you go for enter the month, you should enter only in the format of integer. But what is the function you try to take it here? You generally go for taking in the format of call month, month. It is having year, you replace y, and month is m. And what is this w and l? W stands for basically width between two columns, and L stands for lines, blank lines between two rows. Because if you directly do like this, I'll give y comma, because it is basically 0, y comma m, and I'm not touching the default values, because w I told you, w stands for width, w basically stands for the width between two columns, and L basically stands for the blank lines between two rows, because we are just giving in the format of rows and columns only, blank lines between two rows. If you want to just change it, you can just change the values. It's up to you. How does that represent? Blank lines, blank rows between two columns. Sorry, it's not rows, or blank lines between two rows only, because blank lines, not rows. I'm sorry, it's my mistake. So it's basically blank lines, because you get the line space, right? It's basically blank lines between two rows. It is in the format of matrix only. You can think in the format of matrix only, where if you try to get the result, when you go for print of yes, you'll understand. When I want to get the calendar of February 2021 and the month is 2, there you go. You see, you are getting no width here and there is no blank line between two rows. If you try to pass some value with that, then you'll understand. I'll pass 1 comma 2. That means you are giving width as 1 and 2 is between blank rows, blank lines. You enter same 2021 and enter the month is 2. You see, some space. It depends on user interest. You need not worry how does you are taking it, right? So this is how you print the month calendar. And in the same way, you want to display the year calendar. There you go. I'll be taking the same year to display year calendar, where you can directly call the function called as calendar of year, where you'll have some other inputs, where what I'll do is I just take, here I am already taking from the user, I just call the function called as calendar is equal to, there is no some function called as year. See, here again you are having w stands for width, L stands for blank lines, C and M. C basically stands for column wise space, M stands for number of months to be displayed in a row. It is 3, 6 by 3. You can clearly see 6 by 3 matrix. So I'll directly take Y. Already we have given about W and L. I'll write about C and M here. So C represents basically column wise space. Column wise space between 2 months. So that could be better. And the other thing, M is basically how many number of months to be displayed. number of months to be displayed. You can make it customized. Number of months to be displayed between or in a row. Somehow number of months to be displayed in a row, and there you go. I'm not changing any default values. It is same as it is. Now when I try to execute this, I want to take 2021 calendar of a specific month. See, you got the month calendar and you got the year calendar clearly. You can give any year and you can just play with that. So this is how you can use calendar module to check whether a given year is leap year or not, and to take month from input from a user, use month function to get this, and even you can just play with these values. It's up to you. You can just give something like 2, 1, 8, 3, whatever, however you pass, the same way you get 2021 and 2. There you go. You can just see the difference over there. That is how we can use this calendar module along with the functions of month, and directly you take easleap function and directly you are taking calendar of your input year to just make some funny activities with Python. So just make sure that you need not remember anything. Just go with the built-in module calendar and you just try to see what are the functions available within it, and you can use so many functions depending on your use case.